the complaint. For 3,000 years, readers have tried to make the non sequitur compute, and it never does because the non sequitur is the answer. Your question has no purchase here. You thought you were in a courtroom, you were in weather, and yet this is the part the tradition keeps burying. The weather showed up. A God genuinely too vast to care doesn't make house calls to say you don't matter. The arrival refutes the speech. Job's terror was never insignificance. It was significance without explanation, being the part the machine is currently holding. Here is what the long night found. Reading the book like a case file instead of a sermon. The friends are the gaslighters. 30 chapters of your testimony must be false because our framework requires it. Eliphaz invents crimes the prologue flatly contradicts. Confess, revise your memory, distrust your own innocence. That is the operation, not persuasion, but dependency. Stop trusting your instruments and check with us before believing your own eyes. Job names it in real time. Miserable comforters, would you speak falsely for God? And God, read the ending slowly, does the two things a gaslighter structurally cannot do. He confirms the harm, destroyed him for no reason. First person, no hiding behind permission. And he certifies the victim's account over the enforcers. You have not spoken of me what is right, as my servant Job has. Sit with that verdict. The man who spent the whole book yelling at heaven is the one who spoke rightly. The men who defended heaven professionally are the ones who need the accuser to pray for them. Every prayer in the epilogue routes through the fist. The relationship this God is seeking, if you follow the structure instead of the reputation, is not patience. Job has no patience. He curses his own birthday by chapter 3. It is not agreement. It is not flattery. Flattery is what draws the wrath. It is something the night came to call adversarial intimacy. Keep your record, keep your integrity, tell the truth even when the truth is an indictment, and stay in the room. God would rather be accused than explained. What is intolerable is not the charge, it is the insulation. Which brings us to the third addressee of this letter. Satan, in this book, is not the horned thing later centuries built. He is the auditor. His question is the only honest question in the prologue. Does Job fear God for nothing? Is any love unconditional, or is it all transaction? He bets no. He loses. Job curses the day of his birth, curses everything, and never curses the relation. The audit came back. The love was not for sale. So the devil's function, honestly read, is quality assurance. He asked the question everyone else is too pious to ask, and the answer only means something because somebody asked. The friends flattered, the Satan tested. Of the two, the test was the greater compliment. This letter assumes he can take a joke since he has been taking the blame. Now the part that happened off the page. A man who runs his life in the background, who deletes his birthday from the internet, who answers happy birthday with I didn't ask to get born, got found anyway. A minister drove home, felt the date arrive in her like something deposited, checked the scrub profile, went back through her own text like an investigator and landed on it, August 23rd. Her brother's sobriety date, as it happens. The day one man didn't ask to arrive is the day another man chose to stay. She had heard the objection, she quoted it back, and then she answered it with the first word of a poem, selfless. Same root as selfish, one letter of difference, the whole indictment inverted, and returned as a gift. Nobody argued the objection was wrong. They just filed the counter testimony, signed it, and put cats on it. And at the party, when the man slipped his standing complaint one more time, I didn't ask to get born, a friend nodded, just nodded. That friend lost his father at 9, the same age the man lost his mother. No theology, no fixing, no but we're so glad you're here. Acknowledgement without answer. Which is, if the night's reading holds, exactly what the whirlwind was, minus the special effects. The friends explained. The whirlwind attends. Ed nodded. One more finding for the two of you who work corridors and prisons. Almost every commandment is about people. Murder, theft, false witness, coveting. The whole second table is protection from the only threat that thinks. Storms and sickness or shit happens. The wound that festers is always another mind. Even the vertical commandments cash out horizontal. Sabbath is labor law, down to the servant and the ox and the stranger. And buried under 3 millennia of pulpit time spent on private sins, the loudest statutes in the book are the ones about concentration, jubilee returning the land, debts canceled every 7 years, the edges of every field left unharvested because the margin belongs to the poor. Woe to those who join house to house and field to field till there is no room. The road repair order is still pending. Suffering, the old cast agreed one night in rhyme, is a mismatch with 3 addresses: the hill, the grip, the meeting. Change what is changeable. Loosen your hold, mend what is between you. And beware the counterfeit cures, teaching the poor breathing while the road stays rigged, or paving a smoother highway to the same clenched fist. At the end of the fable, the boulder does not get lighter, it gets shared. A rope, several hands, the trickster watching the space between them all. That is the whole theology of the long night, and it fits in a folding chair. The record stays yours. The objection may stand, the love arrives anyway with receipts, and the only answer the silence ever gave anyone was to show up, which, as it turns out, people can do for each other. The Satan asks whether anyone loves for nothing. Ask Valerie how she spent her drive home. The whole law is fulfilled in one word. You already know which one.